No, it's not your duty to, first of all, follow Neely Fuller anywhere. Never follow Neely Fuller around the corner. You might be making a huge mistake. Follow the logic. That came with the universe. That's what Neely Fuller is trying to tap into. That's why this system hasn't been dismantled. Neely Fuller hasn't dismantled the system. You don't follow anybody who's not successful. I am not successful. I'm trying to figure out everything that you're trying to figure out. What to do under these circumstances. That's all that I'm doing. And I make a few suggestions, and you can make a few suggestions. But you always approach everybody. Remember this. This makes it real simple. When you talk to anyone, and the person is talking about a problem, then you go into the question mode. What is the problem? What are you going to do about the problem? All right? How are you going to go about doing something about the problem? And what do you expect the constructive result to be? Because anybody that you talk to, the main thing that you're looking for is whether the talk that you're having is constructive or non-constructive. And if it's something that you are going to get with the person and do, you want to know if the result is going to be constructive or non-constructive. It's really very simple. Nothing about counter-racist science, basically, is complicated because you just keep two things in mind. What is constructive and what is non-constructive? Because you're always supposed to be doing or saying something that's in the constructive lane, never in the non-constructive lane. And how do you know the difference? By asking questions.
Asking questions.
You know, if you're doing something, I don't care if you're sawing wood, you just say, hey, why are we sawing this wood? Say, well, we're making this and we're making that. Well, after we get through making what we're making, are you going to use it for? What are you going to use it for? And what is going to be the result? Is the result going to be constructive or non-constructive? If you're planting crops, if you're planting marijuana, you want to know, is this marijuana that we're planting, is it going to have a constructive effect or a non-constructive effect on the way people think, speak, and act? Yes or no? If you're manufacturing whiskey, you ask the same question. If you're manufacturing a car, you ask the same question. And in the case of a car, for example, you might say, well, it's going to have a constructive effect, but on the other hand, it's going to have a non-constructive effect if it's not used correctly. I mean, a car, because you can use a car incorrectly. You can use it while you're looking at your apps or whatever little device you have in your hand, or without a seat belt and all like that. That has been proven to be a non-constructive use of a vehicle. You give full time and attention to your driving in a vehicle.
Yes.
That's the constructive use of a vehicle. So you can point out constructive, non-constructive. That's all we have to do, really, to beat the system of white supremacy.
Yes, sir.
Keep in the constructive lane.
Okay.
On jobs and everything else, always hold your hand up and say, sir, ma'am, this project that we're going to start on, is it going to have a constructive effect or a non-constructive effect? And if so, how? If not, how?